I'm getting you a quick alert on how our markets are reacting for the first time post the ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Markets have opened in the green. There is both Nifty and Sensex are up. Markets are surging. This is an indication, one would say, because it is the resilience of the Indian economy that is rattling India's enemies. Many have been talking about how there was a larger ploy at play to ensure India's economy suffers in the ongoing conflict. Let me go across to my colleague Hina. Hina, you're tracking the markets. Just tell us broadly about what this indicates. One would say that this is a strong message of resilience, markets opening in the green. Explain in context to the ceasefire that India and Pakistan have achieved.
Well, Sagrika, markets react to sentiment. Right now, the sentiment is that India has given a befitting reply to Pakistan. With India roaring, in front of the world, goli ka jawab gole se milega. The sentiment is quite positive right now that we will continue to be on the path of development, and any kind of effort, any kind of misadventure from Pakistan is going to get a befitting reply. That's the positive sentiment that we are seeing, and an assurance also being sent to the markets, to the about India's economy, that our focus is development and Viksit Bharat, the goal that we have for 2047. Now, there is another very important factor at play here. We know China is an all-weather friend to Pakistan, and a sustained conflict between India and Pakistan would have actually helped China in a big way. So that is an important factor. Now, with the ceasefire understanding coming in place, markets heaving a sigh of relief that, we are on the right path as far as our economic growth is concerned.
Yes.
Because the world today is seeing India as an alternative to China in manufacturing and many other sectors as well, the way we are moving ahead. There are indications that we are all set to become fourth largest economy this year itself, and hopefully by 2026 we will be the third largest economy in the world. Definitely it is a threat to a country like China.
Right.
Now, as China is already engaged in a tariff battle with the United States of America, there are concerns of businesses moving out from there. There are concerns of about 16 million jobs being lost because of this tariff war. Hence, it would have been an advantage for China, a sustained conflict between India and Pakistan. So was there some kind of support coming in? I don't know. But we know one thing for sure, that China is an all-weather friend for Pakistan. Hence, markets clearly giving a thumbs up to the way India has handled this entire escalation by China. Absolutely. And the response and the resolve. Now, Sagrika, even as we speak, markets have surged even further.
Right.
2,186 point jump is what we are seeing in Sensex right now. It's trading at 81,641. As far as Nifty is concerned, again, it's a sea of green out there, wherein we are seeing Nifty having a gain of about 677 points, and it is very comfortable above 24,690. So it's moving towards 25,000 for Nifty. So clearly the sentiment is really good in the market. Focus is now going to be on the next round of meeting between the GMO of India and Pakistan at 12 o'clock, and the outcome of that one. That's what markets, overall direction from here is what the markets are going to be looking at.
Thank you, Hina, for putting that into perspective. And let me go across to Commander Jaitley and Colonel Shailendra Singh, who continues to stay with us. Everybody has been talking about the China angle. When the ceasefire or the decision of stoppage of fire was taken, there were some who questioned it. There were many who believed that, no, we shouldn't spare Pakistan so easily. But we have to look at the broader picture. India's larger goal is to become an economic powerhouse, is to surge economically. And today, the indication of the market surging, our indices being high, what is this, what do you think this is? This should also be a message to China, isn't it? Colonel Singh.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
When we are discussing China, and I think that it was reported, I heard it and I was a little amazed. How can China be an all-weather friend to anybody? Anybody. All-weather. Why China was not with Pakistan 10 years back, 5 years back? Why it is sudden closeness? Because there is a money involved. There is an investment involved. China has got only two interests in life. One is money and second is land. The way it has been grabbing. It has land disputes with 13 countries. Not a problem. You can have. But you have somebody with whom you don't even share a border. Even then you have a dispute. So it is amounting to that today I say Beijing ka historical point of view say India ka tha. So well, that's the way China is all about. But still we will take it more responsibly. When China is fighting India, it knows it cannot fight on ground because they don't want to bleed themselves also. So they have taken a very easy way out through Pakistan.
Right.
That keep fighting, keep India engaged, keep degrading it because they are heading for a third largest economy. Let them bleed here. Because China knows it that if there is a competitor coming up on economic front, then it is India, India and India. Because the world is acknowledging. The bigger part which China is realizing that they cannot get into a direct confrontation because they themselves have so much of business with me.
Yes.
That is also equally important. Yeah. But strategically, I think it took us nearly 15 days, udhar laga lijiye, 4 din idhar, 19 days to realize this story correctly.
Right.
That yes, we also have strategically lot to lose in terms of finances, economy, that if this war is actually taken forward. There are a lot of decisions which to the public and me may appear कि सरकार ने जो करना था वो किया नहीं. सरकार did it. But वो वाली बात है ना कि ये दिल मांगे more.
Yes.
Well, that more has to be in terms of economy also, international standing also, your own infrastructure also. Because we may give them I'm just taking an example. We may give them a loss of 50,000 or 50 lakh crores.
Right.
We will also suffer 2-3,000. ऐसा नहीं है कि it will be free of cost. It was said so well by the DGMOs also that we are responsible enough to know.
Right.
A good wise decision is that we will not fall into this trap of China. And yes, if somebody is begging for this thing, understanding, we have allowed it. Today it will get discussed.
And Commander Jaitley, when you see this sea of green, when you get an understanding of the sentiment of how resilient the basis of our economy is, something that we've gained after a lot of hard work. What would you want to tell all of those people? Because sentiments were riding high, definitely. What would you like to tell those people who said, you know what, it was too soon to come to this kind of an understanding? How would you like to explain to them that objectives have been achieved? Now let's look at the larger goals.
See, the objective of the current government and in fact the Indian population in by and large has been always to no war. We don't believe in war. We want vikas. और मोदी जी ने भी विकास के लिए इवन चाइना के प्रीमियर को भी साबरमती बुला लिया और एक ही बेंच के ऊपर झूलते रहे, बैठे रहे, कप मारते रहे. मोदी जी वेंट ऑल द वे टू पाकिस्तान आल्सो. नवाज शरीफ की मां की आप बर्थडे था, वहां भी पहुंच गए वो. So he tried his best in the beginning. And he said, hey, you want to have jihad? Let's have jihad. But jihad against poverty. You have also got too many poor people and we also have the poor people. So let's have jihad against poverty. But somehow हमारा पड़ोसी ऐसा है, वो समझता नहीं है. So then we have the other way of teaching them a lesson also. And the way we have given them back this time, like, the response of the Uri was surgical strike.
Right.
For Pahalgam, that Balakot strike was much bigger. And this time it is much, much bigger. And let me tell you, अभी ये जो लल है ना, अभी आप बोल रहे थे कि पाकिस्तान फिर शरारत करेगा. But I am telling you, this time he will think 10 times. Because he knows कि अगली बार response इससे भी ज़्यादा बड़ा होगा. So I think what we are doing is, we still say we are not for war. We want peace in this world.
Yes.
But now onwards, zero tolerance against terrorism.
Absolutely.
That's why they said it very clearly now that every act of terrorism will be considered as an act of war.
Yes.
And we shall respond accordingly. और मैं बता दूं अगली बार शायद नेवी ही स्टार्ट करेगी इसको.
Well, thank you so much for putting that into perspective. When we see the sea of green, when we send out that message, one, your enemy, you've attained the objectives that you set out when it came to Operation Sindhoor. The primary objective was to send a message to the world that India will not tolerate terror. It will strike terror. It will demolish the havens of terror. And when the enemy, provokes you by retaliating, by sending in drones, by firing missiles, you will show them your military prowess.